What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got another video for y'all, and we wanted to make another video, especially when we talk about as an athlete making that transition from playing ball and just getting through the ups and downs of just life and stuff. Because me, I done went from playing ball into getting in some mess, and I know how that be, like incarceration, coming back out, trying to find a job, things like that, trying to get into school. You got all these different types of things going on, and I know how hard that be as an athlete, trying to get yourself right. But yeah, that's what I really want to talk about. It's the struggle of really trying to figure out what it is that you want to do in life outside of basketball, or ways that you can really, make a career for yourself, making money, because not everybody makes it to the NBA or the college ball or playing ball, So it's like, what are some other outlets that you could get some money off of while still playing basketball, maybe not making money? So, and it's like, it's a hard process of trying to make that transition from playing, used to, working your way, trying to go professional, and to just now trying to figure out what else you're trying to get into. But it requires you to actually know what it is that you want to do. You gotta know what else it is that you want to do, because if you're not curious about nothing, and if you don't have an imagination or an open mind to what else is it that you're curious about, or what else is it that you kind of gravitate towards, but it was suppressed by basketball. What basketball does, it tends to do, is because all we see is basketball. All we see is people on the court, people in the gym working out, doing this, which is good. It ain't bad, it's just really good. But the downside of that is the fact that sometimes we see too much of it, and there's other aspects of ourselves that we're not developing. And it kind of gets blinded under this one aspect of basketball. So it's like, that's another thing. And it's like, when that happens, so it hinders us from being the maximum, operating with all the tools that we have, and becoming the maximum version of ourselves, right? Or us operating at maximum capacity, right? Because there might be tools that you haven't even tapped into that you can use to help better your career, or service. But other than that, it's that's the number one thing, is just figuring out what else you got in the arsenal. Because as I always say, when developing yourself, you have to have natural skills, and you have to have a sense of your natural self. You got to understand your natural self and what it is that you have, what you got in the arsenal. What is it that you do well? What's your natural rhythm? How do you naturally go about things? How do you naturally move, right? It's the more you understand the natural skills you possess, and just you as a natural person, the easier it is to get kind of enhance whatever that is. So what I mean by that is we want to be able to enhance our natural selves. We want to be able to make ourselves better. We don't want to go outside of ourselves to try to do something or become something that we're not, because it's not sustainable. So we have to, it takes time, but it's like if we go through the process of just carving out ourselves, our natural selves, and developing what we naturally have into the best of our ability, this is what will give us the abundance that we need and the abundance that we want, right? We don't want a get rich quick scheme or something like that, right? And we gotta go through the process, man, of carving out what it is that we want to do. When you painting something, or when you drawing something specifically, and you draw in the uncharted territory, you gotta go slow. And honestly, you hesitate a lot because it's something new. Ain't nobody been, you pioneering. And that's what we doing when we carving out ourselves. We pioneering. Everybody really a pioneer when it comes to carving out themselves, right? At some point. And that's what we got to be able to do. So that's the message right here. Like, that's the message right here. It's like we have to be able to go deep within to carve out ourselves, right? And another thing is too, we don't want to disconnect ourselves too far from basketball, right? Basketball is what we use to develop ourselves for life. Like,
right.
We learn
What's going on YouTube?
We learn everything we need to know about teamwork and technical
in this
functions.
video, we're gonna go a little bit deeper into ball handling again. This is like part 3
physical
or 4.
development,
In the
mental
first few videos,
development.
we talked
learn
about
everything
how
we need to know about all these different things.
Increase
So
or have
it's like,
a good sense of natural rhythm.
We learn everything we need
before
to
we
know
really
about
get
all
to
these different things.
adding
So
on
it's
the
like,
moves and stuff.
how
But the most important thing after having a natural rhythm, which
how can we
comes from
take
shadow
that?
dribbling,
Our knowledge
you
want to
have good footwork.
And
Footwork is the first
that
extension in order to get your moves to work.
into whatever else.
And then
that
once you get
we're
past
creating.
this,
we gotta
once
stay
we
consistent to our
start
daily
to take the
routines
time
as
to
a
go on
basketball
the
player,
ladder,
right?
and do moves
You
like
gotta,
these,
whatever it is that you
and
do,
do like
you
ladder
gotta
drills
get up
and
and
do
still
A skips, B skips,
hit the
B
basketball
skips, or
court, hit
whatever
the
you
gym.
do to work,
And
improve your footwork.
Man, life gets
Then
hard. Sometimes you might
we need to
not
start
even
working
have
on
the
our hip
resources.
muscles.
That's the difficult
That's for your
part, man.
hezzies.
But
So now, once you get your moves working and you got your
you got to
hezzies
be able to
working,
get up and do something.
the main thing that you want to do is start
that
to
pushes
increase
you that way, right?
your combos.
Even if it's just
See,
visualization.
people sleep on the combos. Everything serves a purpose.
Even if
Most
it's just
people
doing
will say
something
when you do the
that goes
between
through,
cross and stuff like that,
that you
that
can
stuff is
visualize
just silly and
yourself
it's
playing
useless.
basketball.
Like, no, that stuff is
because
actually
when we develop
important.
ourselves as basketball
Once you
players,
add the hezzy in there,
anyway, like
now
when you get in the gym and you training
handle is looking
and
a
you
little
doing
bit more
certain
complete.
workouts like the bike,
right? So there's
or
there's a
doing,
lot of little details,
side lunges
that really go
or
into
there's certain
making the
exercises
handle
that you
actually
do
like that.
that you visualize.
So first, you want
the
to
game. You visualize
make sure
yourself
you have
in
a
the
natural
game,
sense
the
of your
actual
rhythm.
game while you do it.
And then
So,
on top of that, after the shadow dribbling, you want to make sure you have good
Man,
footwork.
sometimes when we don't have
Make
those
sure your
resources
moves
to
are
really
sorta
get
working.
us
But then you want to have
to even play ball,
good,
hey, you have to
strong
do
hip
some
muscles.
visualization.
That way you're hezzy
and still get some
you
sort
get
of
your stop and go.
You got to
going a
find
little
some
bit
sort of
better.
outlet
and
where you can put
which
that
come from biking and stuff.
get some work in.
So
those are
on top
probably
of
about the main
those,
things.
Then you have your
Anyway,
basic
man, it's
combo
hard,
dribbling,
man, like
tween cross, and other than that, you want to be able to play good
trying
defense.
to carve yourself out.
I always reiterate defense. I
as
always
an
emphasize
athlete, like once you
playing good defense,
start
like
to get that
working on them
once you start to make that
slides,
transition,
side lunges, and wall sits,
from balling
stuff like
to
this, man, just stuff that nobody
from
does.
hooping to carving out yourself. But
work on your defense. Actually
look,
commit to working
it's a
on
process.
defense. And when you get on the
it's
bike,
an everyday process,
and you start to
and man,
biking and stuff.
you just got to be able to keep going, man.
I
Stick
visualize
to your number one dream though, when you balling, man.
The leg,
because
things
man,
I do
shoot,
as defense.
Everybody
train
want
myself,
man. Everybody want to play
defensively.
overseas or
then
do something
when I
like,
get
man,
on offense, it kind of just
take that gift
with the
and take it as far as you
two-bar
can go,
dribbling
man.
that
we
I
have
do.
to. We got to take this gift as far as
my
we can
footwork.
go, man. We have to. I'm speaking to myself on this.
With everything that I do, my shadow dribbling, everything being instinctive. All
we gotta
this stuff
take this
kind of reflexively kicks
stuff
in
as far as we can go,
as
man.
I play. Everything is a reaction.
Because that's the gift we got.
Nothing is forced.
And basketball is the last thing you want to take for granted.
With my footwork,
if you're a basketball player,
just reacting to how the defender is
look
playing
like
me,
man, like basketball got us. Look how like
and I'm
all we
basically
used to do
just
is play
dancing my
basketball.
way
Look how
to the
far
rim
this stuff got us now.
All of the moves I know and just everything from
look how much
that's within the bag. So. Other than that, I'm gonna conclude
basketball
this video.
Been in the whole
it's all
time
about being able to play defense on offense.
Whenever
at least
we
for
need
me.
that place
so
to
I'll
go
leave y'all
to,
with that. Let's get to
you know
work.
what I'm saying?
Peace.
That
What's
comfort
going on,
place.
YouTube? Welcome back to another video.
You know, that place to
and
go to.
In this video, we're gonna go a little bit deeper
basketball
into
is what it was.
Ball handling
it's
again.
Basketball, man.
This is like part 3 or 4.
Basketball always been
in
good
the first
to me.
few videos that we talked about how we
I don't know
want
about
to
y'all.
increase or have a good sense of natural rhythm before
that's
we
one
really
thing
get to
I can't never take for
adding
granted.
on the moves and stuff. But
yeah, not
the most
ever
important thing after having a natural rhythm, which comes from shadow dribbling, you want to have good footwork in order to get your moves to work. Then once you get your basic moves working,
other than that, yo,
you
man,
can add on
hey, look,
some more
my
moves.
few main points.
For
man.
instance, once we start to take the time to go on the ladder and do moves like
dig
these,
deep, man. You gotta look
and do
at
like ladder drills and do
you gravitate towards
A skips, B skips.
I mean, so
A, B
it could be
skips
something
or
very
whatever
simple.
You do
like as a kid,
improve your footwork.
I watch TV.
Then
I watch cartoons.
we need to start working on our
stuff
hip
like
muscles.
that.
That's working, and you got your
how
hezzies
can
working.
How can
main
we take
thing
this,
that you want to do
it's already
is start to
it's already in the
increase
system.
your
like,
combos.
How can we take this?
See, people sleep on the combos. Everything serves a purpose. Most people will say when you do the between cross and
it
stuff like that,
that
stuff is just silly and it's useless.
Something you used to do
that stuff is actually
as a kid.
important.
I don't know,
right?
man.
So there's a lot
whatever
of
it is that you
details
gravitate towards
that really go into making
that
your
you're
handle
about.
actual rhythm.
Because basketball, a lot of times,
and
man,
then
like
on
I
top
said,
of
it
that,
couples
after
up.
the shadow dribbling,
What it is,
sure
and other things that we're really curious
make sure
about.
your moves are sort
and
of
it kind of
but then you want to
gets in a way
good,
or it kind of
hip
suppresses a few other tools. Kind of like,
you get your
you know what I'm saying? Like
we
get sometimes kind of like we give too much energy,
can come
or
from
we give all
biking
our
and
energy to this one
top
head
of those,
branch.
Then
But we got some other branches on the side
your,
that can
your basic combo
we
dribbling,
can use as
tween
tools to help us do the job there.
Tween cross or cross tween behind,
a lot of times, a lot of us.
Other than that, you want to be able to play good defense. I always reiterate defense. I always
straight up
playing good defense.
And them side branches,
working on them defensive slides,
other
side lunges,
branches,
and
or those other tools really
wall
don't
sits,
you know what
stuff
I'm
like this, man. Just stuff that nobody does.
We really don't get a chance to kick those off.
Work on your defense. Actually commit to working on defense. Hey, when you get on the bike,
this is where these come in handy. Like
biking and stuff. I usually visualize as defense.
This is where these come in handy.
And I train myself in my footwork defensively. Then when I get on offense,
yourself,
kind of
giving you a place to where you can be
with the
more
two-bar dribbling that I do,
you know,
and
stay healthy.
My footwork,
stay healthy, man.
And
health is the most
everything that I
thing.
do, my shadow dribbling, everything being instinctive,
man.
all of this stuff kind of reflexively kicks in
the most
as I play. Everything
anyway,
is a
I'll
reaction.
catch y'all on
Nothing is forced. Like
peace.
All I'm doing is playing.